Blackhawks have the Stanley Cup in their sights. It's been so common, it feels like we can just start copying and pasting that headline every May. If they do capture their third cup in 6 years, can we consider them a dynasty? We welcome back Daniel Lazara, James Bernicki. We swapped out Anthony Canelli for this man right here, Rbtl contributor David Hurley. Great to welcome you.
Glad to be back, Adam.
Since the salary cap era, 2005, it was supposed to create parity in the league. It was supposed to get rid of dynasties. Stan Bowman has done an incredible job with the Chicago Blackhawks. When you consider that the nucleus of the team is all locked in except for Patrick Sharp, can you consider them a dynasty?
Listen, they will be a dynasty, and I think they are on their way to become the dynasty. But the Chicago Blackhawks have been the worst team in the past 15 years, and that's why they accumulated. When you say that they had an opportunity to draft so well, and this is where the salary cap is supposed to stop dynasties to happen, well, they drafted so well, where other teams like Edmonton Oilers have had missed opportunities. So the Chicago Blackhawks are coming into this series against Tampa Bay, and they have an opportunity of doing something really special. And when you're led by Jonathan Toews, Captain Canada, the real Captain Serious, 2 Stanley Cups, 2 gold medals, how could you not like Chicago?
But it's not only through, in all fairness, it's not only through drafting. If you take a look at Toews and Kane being locked in and the length of their contracts, Stan Bowman has done a great job.
Patrick Kane was the first overall pick, though.
Fair enough, but it's still $21 million out of your $71 million cap space
Starting next year.
Starting next year. But it does not change the fact that his vision was to lock in the nucleus of these players. And you look at guys last year like Dustin Byfuglien, Andrew Ladd, they lost them through the salary cap, but somehow they found a way to keep producing a great all-night style.
Yeah, I truly feel like the Blackhawks are going to be a dynasty, and they are going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning this year. And because of that, it's
on a side note, what do you have them in? You have them in 5 and 6?
I have them in 6.
In 6, okay.
But aside from that, I truly believe that the coach has done an amazing job of conquering such a great team over the years with the draft picks, like you mentioned, and all that, free agency as well. But when you look at, like he said, Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, the best scorer in the league. You have one of the best defensemen in the league, than Dustin Keith. I mean, this team is set out for greatness, and anything under that should be a disappointment.
Yeah, you have Marian Hossa, who's a free agent acquisition when he came in from Detroit. From Detroit. This is a guy that had lost twice in the Stanley Cup Finals before to come into Chicago. And ever since he's been in Chicago, he's been nothing but pure, what I'd say, one of the best two-way forwards in the game.
And dollar for dollar, he's phenomenal. Dollar for dollar, he's great.
Listen, he is getting up there in age, and he's a guy that's going to be hard to move in the summertime, but he's been worth every penny of everything that they've signed him for in Chicago. And the Chicago Blackhawks are really going to put a beating on Tampa Bay Lightning. I mean, the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to find it a lot tougher playing a Western Conference team than playing in the Eastern Conference.
They don't have enough veterans ready to play in this level.
James, I want to ask you, let's play devil's advocate here. If there was an opportunity for Tampa Bay to beat Chicago, who are your go-to guys? Who are the 2 players? I mean, obviously Tyler Johnson's having an incredible series. Apart from Tyler Johnson, is Bishop going to be the key? Is this going to be a goaltending duel? Because I don't see this as a goaltending duel. I see Bishop being way superior to Crawford. I think this is all about offense, and it's been historically like that when the West faces East. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but exactly in that you're saying you don't think it's being a goaltending battle. That's why Bishop is so key. They need him to play at the best level he possibly can to keep them from scoring goals. And on the other side, for a second player, Steven Stamkos needs to come out and show he belongs on the biggest stage, dominate the series as best he can, upstage Patrick Kane, and hopefully maybe the Lightning might win.
Do they have a chance?
No. Straight up, no. I mean, I feel like the Chicago Blackhawks offense is going to be way too powerful, and it's just going to be such a disaster for the Tampa Bay Lightning to come back from. So I feel like maybe 6, maybe even 4.
You look at the grind of the Western Conference and how hard it is. My God, it's such a big difference to make it to the Stanley Cup Finals in the West versus the East. Can fatigue play into it? I mean, they just finished a 7. I mean,
they both went to 7 games, right?
Yeah, so but you're not playing teams in the West, in the East, the same way you're playing in the West.
Yeah, but 7 games is 7 games.
Yeah, and you're coming off a New York Rangers team in the East that's a pretty good physical. Their top 6 D was pretty physical, and you're coming against the Chicago Blackhawks that, yes, have played some big games. But I expected the Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, earlier in the season, we had talked about the Montreal Canadiens winning the Stanley Cups. I had said that over the Chicago Blackhawks. So I knew Chicago would be here. They were tested. They've been there, and I know that they're capable of doing it all. And I think this opponent is going to be just another stepping stone for them to become that dynasty we expect.
And it's scary to think that most of our players are locked in for years to come. Gentlemen, in hockey, incredible final on tap, but the basketball, National Basketball Association final is also looking to be really good. Stay with us after the break. We're talking NBA right here on Read Between the Lines. Don't go anywhere. Hey, sports junkies, like what you see? Click that subscribe button for more exclusive content.